Join us on the last bus home.
To fix it, just a drop of Gorilla Glue and a dried cow's udder, and bada bing, bada boom, it's sorted.
And that does the job.
That easy. Saves a fortune.
You, sir, are a vault of knowledge.
I try. So, why am I here? What have you done? What have you brought me to?
Got a treat for you today, because I know you're into this stuff as well. We both are through various podcasts, but I'm treating the listeners today to Possessions and Exorcisms.
Ooh, goody. Some actual creepy stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel we needed to get on some true paranormal stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, man. Well, there was plenty there to go through. I'm sure some of our listeners will have heard some of the famous cases. But what I want to do is just have a little run through the history of it, because this stuff's old. Goes back. Not sure if you heard of the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yes.
Well, don't know too much about the history, and I don't want to go into it, but I think they were like really old documents containing lots of...
Kind of like a Bible DLC.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. But they contained exorcistic psalms, such as Psalm 91, which remains part of the modern Catholic rites. So it really goes old school. So beliefs in possessions and exorcism predate Christianity, and they appear in all kinds of cultures. When I was looking through Egypt, Babylonian, a lot of it were attributed to like demons, things like that, and they used like incantations and rituals to get rid of them, same as the exorcisms we see today. In the early Christian era, all of this seems to come from the New Testament, from what I could see, where Jesus goes about performing exorcisms as part of his divine authority, casting out demons with his like commands, all the classics like "be silent" and "come out of him," "be gone, demon," all the good stuff. The Gospel actually record multiple instances, such as the Gerasene demoniac, where Jesus expelled a legion of demons into a herd of pigs. So,
oh yes, I've heard about that.
I don't know if you've heard of that.
Didn't they drive the pigs out like, over a cliff or into
something like that, mate?
Anyway, yeah.
Definitely. Anyway, they're full of demons.
Into the sea, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, man, where the demons belong. But early church fathers viewed exorcism as essential. So they just said this is Christians' power over demons. So it was kind of their thing. So in the first few centuries, exorcisms were pretty common in baptisms to get rid of the devil himself.
In baptism? So you...
Yeah.
The exorcism was part of the baptism?
Pretty much. It was like from the get-go.
It must have been a bit different then, because by all accounts, most exorcisms are quite taxing on the body. I doubt a newborn would stand up to that. Maybe a Yorkshire newborn could.
Yeah, well, that's maybe what I was thinking, that it could be later on in life baptisms. I'm not too sure. But yeah, you're not going to be tying a baby to a bed and its head spinning around 360, are you? It's not going to go down too well. Just saying.
If you use shoelaces, you could.
True, mate. There's always a way. Always a way. But during the Middle Ages, possession cases surged, and this was due to what I could pretty much see as witchcraft. There was a bit of a craze, as you know. The Catholic Church formalised the rite of exorcism in the 13th century, so this is when they kind of like kicked it all off. Protestant reformer Martin Luther incorporated exorcism into baptismal rites in 1526. So I'm guessing it was just, part of being a Catholic. So the 16th and 17th century saw a golden age of possession cases, and these were during like the witch hunts. So over 100 documented cases in Europe. Exorcisms were public spectacles, so basically everyone came to watch. It was like a show. So you just like, I don't even think you got a ticket. I think you just rocked up, bit of booze, settle down for the evening with the missus, watch yourself a cheeky exorcism.
Buy yourself a bag of cabbages and tomatoes.
Yeah, good times. Popcorn. Did they have popcorn in the 16th and 17th century?
I'm going to say no. I believe.
Well,
isn't corn like maize? Isn't that like an American thing?
could be, mate, but that's on them. That's their loss.
Well, that's why we threw rotten cabbages and tomatoes, because they're way easier to throw than popcorn.
You're not wrong.
You can't throw. I mean, I could probably throw a bit of popcorn further than you, but yeah, not that far, to be honest.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It certainly wouldn't hurt a witch or a person or a baby, to be fair, if I threw a bit of popcorn on.
This is it. No one minds when you throw popcorn. But anyway, all the way up to the modern era now. So the 20th century revived interest through Pentecostalism and charismatic movements. So all those dudes you see on the stage.
Oh, yeah, evangelical
Yeah, man.
movement, yeah.
That's it. All those preachers shaking their hips, looking possessed themselves. Obviously, the film Exorcist from 1973 sparked an actual surge in reported possessions. So I think that film really did a number on people. It was banned for a bit, wasn't it? Exorcist?
It was. And I know, like, Reddit, there's always someone on Reddit saying, this film's crap, I don't know what all the fuss is about.
It's a great
They're
film.
wrong. It still holds up
Yeah.
as The Exorcist.
100%. I remember when I obviously didn't watch it when it first came out, but a little bit later on when I got into horror films, and I found it generally terrifying. Even the effects were like, yeah, bang on.
The book's good, and there's a scene in the book that isn't in the film, and if it was in the film, it probably would have really scared me. But I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you that scene because spoilers.
Well, I heard they did kind of cut a lot out from the book. Like, the book's a lot more graphic, and the film's pretty brutal.
Yeah, there's a lot in the book. There's just a bit. It's the crab walking bit. You know, down the stairs, that famous.
Yeah.
But in the book, what really adds to that is the babysitter is on the phone to the mum while that happens. And now in the film, it's just that happens. She like does the bent over crab walk down the stairs. That's it. Scene done. Scary.
Right.
But in the book, she proceeds to nuzzle around the babysitter's feet, licking her ankles while still crab walking.
Damn.
To me, that is just horrendous.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
I give that a read.
They should have put that in the film where it's like just licking and snapping at her ankles. This weird. It's horrible. Anyway, continue.
But yeah, so moving on from that, like, say, little surge in popularity, in 1999, the Vatican updated the exorcism rite to integrate psychology and medicine, requiring psychiatric evaluation. So this was kind of like the first time. I mean,
Well, it now has to go through that board, doesn't it? To be has to be okayed by the Vatican's doctor.
this is it. And this was only, 1999, not really that long ago, when we decided, hang on a minute, maybe we should just check these people for, mental health and stuff first. But hey ho.
Yeah, before we start making them worse.
Exactly. Yeah. But get this, today the Catholic Church appoints official exorcists, and they do about 500 worldwide. So it's a popular business. Pope Francis in 2017 urged the use amongst rising requests up to 50% in some dioceses since 2000. This is kind of like attributed to secularism and occult involvement. Other faiths like Islam, Hinduism, they all have sort of similar practices. So, it goes across multiple religions. So, yeah, like I say, it's been something that's pretty much, I wouldn't say in popular culture, but definitely been with us for quite a long time and doesn't really seem to be dying off. But what we'll do is I want to have a look at some famous cases of possession and exorcism. And these are sort of going back a little while, all the way up to modern times. But these are kind of cases that some people will know because they've sparked some movies, one being The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I enjoyed that one. few other ones, but let's go to 1949, USA. This is the exorcism of Roland Doe. So probably the most kind of famous one because it pretty much inspired The Exorcist. Not quite along the film, and I don't know if this really follows the book, but this seemed to be, maybe a little bit less sensationalized than what the film portrayed. But
well, with the film and the book of The Exorcist, it's like with any ghost film or poltergeist film, you get in all symptoms, all steps of a possession or a haunting in one film to make it scary. In real life, you'll get one or two of maybe 12 different, I'll call them steps, but you might only get 2, 3, 4 of the 12, but very rare occasions will you get all 12. In the films you do, because obviously it's going to make it a bit scarier. But in reality, normally people only experience, like I say, 2, 3, maybe 4 of those steps.
Yeah, fair play. I mean, they've got to sell the books, I guess. So this case involved 14-year-old Ronald Edwin Hunkeler. It's the most famous and, like I say, inspired the film The Exorcist. So after his aunt's death, Roland's Lutheran family experienced poltergeist activity. So scratching sounds, they were moving furniture, levitating objects. And this was all linked to him being a naughty boy and being on that old Ouija board there. I mean, thank God kids today play computer games, because if we had all these Gen Zers or whatever using Ouija boards, we'd be screwed, mate. So
I'm sure there's an app for that now.
There might be. That's a damn good call. I'm downloading that later. So a pastor consulted Catholic priests leading to exorcisms starting at the Georgetown University, where Roland allegedly broke free, injuring a priest on one of the occasions. The family moved to St. Louis. Jesuits William S. Bowden, Walter Halloran, and others performed 30-plus rites at Alexian Brothers Hospital. So this was actually witnessed, 48 total from this Jesuit.
So can a Jesuit priest or a Muslim imam, could they perform an exorcism? Or can you be interfaith exorcisms? Is that not frowned upon? Does it work? Do they recognise the power? I don't know.
So I don't know, but I'm going to go out on a limb. I'd be willing to bet a year's salary that I'd say hell no. I don't think they're going to. Hell no. I don't think any.
No. That's a strong no for a bet in a year's salary, Lee.
Mate, there's no way those Exorcist boys are crossing over the face and being like, do you know what? I'll sort you out a cheeky exorcism. You come over and sort me one out. That ain't happening.
Never cross the streams. But
exactly.
But maybe like an Avengers of power to fight like the Thanos demon. You'd need all these different hair-coloured people. Like you need a blonde one and a dark-haired one and a flying one and a green one.
It's a good idea and an excellent movie premise, but
the Uber exorcism, right?
Yeah, man.
Okay, you heard that here first. The Last Bus Home movie, the movie. Yeah,
exactly. The Expendables meets The Exorcist.
Oh God,
be pure class.
Yes, Reverend Terry Crews. And we could have
Ralph Sarchi.
Yeah, and we yeah. So it's like, open up! It's the priest. Yes, brilliant.
Nice. Let's sell it. So as I said, it was witnessed by a lot of these guys. They all reported the things we've seen in the film, like bed shaking, guttural voices, aversion to holy water, words like evil and hell appearing on his skin. So yeah, it was a big case, and like I say, inspired a fantastic film and maybe a
It
book.
inspired a fantastic book, which was adapted into a film.
There you go.
We may have some purists listening.
Yeah, sorry, possession purists. Kind of a noob. Another one that inspired a famous film, as I mentioned, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which was the possession and death of Anneliese Michael, 1975 to 1976, and this was over in Germany. So,
Harsh case, this one.
yeah, it is a harsh one. Yeah, definitely. And the film was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Anneliese Michael, a 23-year-old Bavarian woman, underwent 67 exorcism sessions before dying of malnutrition. So, diagnosed with temporal lobe epilepsy at 16, she suffered seizures, hallucinations, and depression. Rejecting medication by 1973 in favour of religious atonement. So, that was probably the first.
That was her choice, wasn't it, as well? That's what she wanted.
Was, yeah. So, she didn't want the medicine, she just wanted the Jesus, and it didn't do her too good. So, her devout family sought exorcism. After psychiatric dismissal, Bishop Joseph Stangl approved rites by fathers Ernst Alt and Arnold Rentz. Sessions involved commands in Latin, with Anneliese exhibiting convulsions, speaking in demonic voices, identifying as Lucifer, Judas, Hitler, self-harm until basically her actual bones broke. There was a report of her knees breaking. She refused food, believing it atonement, weighing 30 kilograms at death from dehydration and pneumonia. So she was in a truly terrible state during the end.
The photos are horrible.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those. I think they actually showed those at the end of the film. But there was a lot of audio tapes from the sessions captured all kinds of things like the growling voices and multilingual outbursts as well. So Anneliese only knew German, but on these tapes there were all kind of like languages coming out. So this was actually played in 1978 during a negligent homicide trial, which was against the parents and the priests involved. Autopsy confirmed, as I said, malnutrition, not direct exorcism harm. Medical experts testified to epilepsy and possible schizophrenia, and this was all basically just exacerbated by the religious kind of element. So the court convicted all parties, ruling exorcism negligent. It's a sad case, definitely, but I don't think anyone kind of got out with anything from that one.
Yeah, there were no winners there.
No, definitely not.
Maybe God.
Maybe it was
flock from the demons.
This is it. And those moviegoers. I enjoyed that. It was good. We're going to go over to South Africa now, 1906, for the possession of Clara Germana Seeley. I hope I pronounced that right. So at age 16, Clara, a student at St. Michael's Mission School, allegedly confessed to a pact with the devil via a Ouija board. When will these kids learn? And this led to her possession. So symptoms included animalistic growls, levitation, which was witnessed by nuns. And as you know, nuns don't lie. She was found to be speaking unknown languages. Languages such as Zulu, Polish, and German, which she claims she didn't know before. Clairvoyance, not too sure how that came about, but she tore clothing, exhibited superhuman strength, and caused poltergeist activity. Two priests, Erasmus and Franz, performed exorcisms over 2 days with over 170 witnesses, including nuns and students. The demon reportedly begged for mercy before its expulsion. So, well, happy ending on that one. So with that one, it was quite a notable case, just possibly, well, purely because of the eyewitness accounts. And they were all from people who, like I said, you expect won't be going around lying. Lots of nuns and stuff. Fathers, church doers. No physical evidence like photos were seem to come from this. So you're basically just going to have to go on the good old testimony of those church people. But again, interesting case. So we're going to go really old school now, and we're going to go to France, 1634, the Loudun possessions. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, this is quite a good one, because it's 17 Ursuline nuns in Loudun claimed possession by demons, and they reckon that the demons were sent by this priest, Urbain Grandier, who they accused of witchcraft and said he had a pact with the devil. So these guys didn't get on in the church, so there was a bit of in-house fighting. Maybe he left skid marks on the toilets, and the nuns were just like, dude.
Or maybe visited the nunnery, or whatever other words there are for such a place, and they all dug him. Maybe he looked like, probably not unlike me, and they all tried to break themselves off a piece, and he denied them all, so they accused him of witchcraft, because that's what happened the other way around with the ladies.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You know, some local farmer trying to break himself a piece off, and when she refuses, he says, oh, she's a witch.
This is it. He passed off their advances, and they all claimed witchcraft.
They couldn't handle it. He wasn't simping. Yeah. Typical
nun. Well, so symptoms of these gals. None of it, mate. So yeah, the symptoms of these gals included convulsions, blasphemy, and erotic behaviours. That's right.
Erotic behaviours.
Yeah, man. These gals got it on.
So they weren't very nun-like, were they? Not virginal.
No, and this is how you know it's true possession. Because these ladies were acting all out of character, getting all horny and blasphemy.
No, I think it backs my version up more.
You reckon?
Yeah, well, the fella turns up. They're all having a bloody fist fest. And he rolls up and he's saying, no, thank you, ladies. No, thank you. Next thing, it was his fault. He made us do it.
Witch.
Yeah. Exactly. He's a witch.
Randy nuns.
Yeah, I was just reading my Bible and he made me do whatever. Flick my bean. Sorry, Mum.
Well, mate, I've not got good news for you, because Grandier was convicted based on the nuns' testimonies. He was tortured and burned at the stake. How's about that?
I disagree. I'm calling an injustice on that one. I think he didn't do anything wrong.
Pretty brutal, isn't it?
It's but again, brutal. Burning. I burnt myself on the oven a couple of times, and it's pretty horrible.
Exactly. And
on the iron. That was unpleasant a few times. So being burnt alive fully to the end, it's got to blow.
Not good, is it? He should have just put out. Silly mug.
He should have done. He should have just dropped trow and said, right, half an hour, then I'm off.
Yep.
And then let him do what it is, whatever, and everyone would have been okay.
Exactly.
He might have had a couple of itches afterwards, but a few itches and a bit of nettle salve, and he would have been fine.
This is it. Silly bugger. But again, this one was heavily witnessed. 72 witnesses on this one, including the nuns, but, you know.
No, I'm trusting nuns less as this goes on.
Yeah, you can't really be trusting them gals. So this case actually inspired a film in 1971 that I've never seen, but actually called The Devils of Loudun. So if you want to check that out. There were a few little notable cases that I wanted to run through. What I'm going to cover now is some famous exorcists.
Sorry, I just want to point out a film from 1972 based on nuns doing erotic things. I'm guessing the plot might be a little different to what you've just explained.
Probably.
There'll be more focus on the party side of it, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I would have thought so. So yes, mate, let's have a look at some famous exorcists.
Ooh, do hope the king of the Exorcist is there. My favourite. And if Exorcists did merch, I would have one of his tops.
I reckon so. Well, I have left one of my favourite Exorcists out because we did an episode on him, which was Ralph Sarchi. So if anybody's interested in that bad boy Exorcist cop, go check out previous episodes. Let's go to a guy who lived a good, long life, 1925 and died in 1916. That was Father Gabriel Amorth.
1825, would you say, or 1925 to
1925, mate. He wasn't that old.
Sounds like he was a witch.
So, Father Gabriel Amorth was the most famous exorcist of the 20th century, serving as the chief exorcist for the Diocese of Rome from 1986 all the way until he clapped his clogs.
1886, was it?
His death was in 1986.
Oh,
Yeah. You got to stop thinking so old, bro. So, this guy was appointed by Cardinal Ugo Paletti. He founded the International Association of Exorcists in 1990. So this is all fairly recent. You would expect these dates to be a bit older, but
turned into a club.
yeah, man. It's a club I want to be in. I want to be able to offer a cheeky exorcism. Like if you're on a plane and someone's like, is there a doctor? Or I want someone to be like, is there an exorcism? An exorcist? And I'll be like, this guy.
You could do it. You'd have to make some lifestyle changes, though, Lee.
Yeah, possibly. Possibly. We'll see. We'll see, mate. So, yeah. Association of Exorcists sounds kind of badass. So they claim to have performed over 60,000 exorcisms. That's a lot. Do you know what I mean? So these guys were on it. Basically, he says that Satan possesses people through occult practices. Again, the old Ouija board. Generational curses. We know a lot about them. And
the Bell Witch action there, we can, which will be another journey.
Yeah, definitely. Again, attesting it to just basic sin. Just don't sin and you're not going to get possessed. Do you know what I mean? Amorth emphasised that true possession is rare. So it's about 1 in 5,000 cases. So it wasn't a complete BSer. He distinguished it from...
So 1 in 5,000 cases, and there were 60,000 exorcisms. So how many fake ones are there?
He's a busy boy. Absolute busy boy. So notable claims include believing Adolf Hitler was possessed and recounting demons revealing hidden sins during rites.
No, I think he was just a prick.
Well, tell this guy. So he's authored books like The Exorcist Tells All, which was his story. He actually authored that in 1990, so that's out there. It's sold widely and detailed his dramatic sessions involving levitation and multilingual outbursts. His life inspired the 2023 film The Pope's Exorcist, starring Russell Crowe. Not sure if you've seen it.
I have. It's okay.
So that's what this guy was basically all about, Russell Crowe. So the film, I'm not too sure, might have gone down okay. Didn't really see it, but there wasn't an awful lot else about this guy. I think...
I believe he's friends with my favourite exorcist.
Ah, nice. Again, a little exorcist club. I suppose if they're in this maybe association of exorcists, they all get together every now and again for a piss-up.
Well, Christmas do.
Ah, yeah. Nice. Do you know what? I bet they get proper caned and do drinking games with like a Ouija board.
With nuns.
Any money on it. Any money on it, mate. Okay.
No, they do lines of coke off Ouija boards.
Ah, this is it. I bet they get up to all kinds of shenanigans. And I bet they order in a few randy nuns for later. Any money on it. Right, mate. This guy, Father Chad Ripperger, born 1964.
Chad,
Father
Chad. Does he take on the big demons, does he?
Father Chad.
Take on the powerful ones.
It does.
This Chad of a priest.
As I'm going to refer to him, Father Chad. So, of course, he's a prominent American exorcist. He's a theologian and author known for his expertise in spiritual warfare. So he was ordained in 1997 for the Diocese of Tulsa, Oklahoma. He later joined the priestly fraternity of St. Peter and serves as an exorcist for the Diocese of Denver Nice. Put that on a t-shirt. Father Chad claims to have performed hundreds of exorcisms, often collaborating with psychiatrists, and stresses that demons exploit human weaknesses like pride or in cult involvement. Again, such as Ouija boards. Stay away from them, kids. He describes possessions as involving diabolic influence with symptoms like telepathy or physical marks, and has shared his stories of demons manifesting as animals or causing poltergeist activity. Father Chad lectures worldwide and has written over 15 books, including Dominion, The Nature of Diabolic Warfare, and Deliverance Prayer for use by the laity, which outlines binding prayers and the role of Mary in combating evil. So he sounds like a pretty full-on dude. I'm picturing a guy who has like full-on priest suit, but the arms are ripped off. He's just hella muscly.
Yeah, like the Croc people.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if that is how he looks, but Father Chad.
And he's got like a dab in his bottom lip tattooed, like all demons are bastards.
Hell yeah. Definitely. The ciggy behind his ear for after he performs an exorcism. Just a badass.
Nah, not be. He'll have his soft pack of Marlboro.
Ah, definitely. Often seen at the bar sinking a few whiskies post-exorcism. True badass.
Yeah, I get it.
So here's a good one. Right, moving on. Father Vincent Lampert, born 1963. So Father Vincent is the official exorcist for the Archdiocese of Indianapolis since 2005. One of about...
He's not become a Generation X exorcist.
Yeah.
Generation Exorcist.
Spans timelines.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose they have to keep refreshing the talent pool, don't they?
Well, this is it. As the Pope said, still a need for this stuff. So this guy, one of about 100 appointed in the US trained at the Vatican in 2001, he claims to receive around 3,000 requests annually, but performs only a few dozen full exorcisms. After ruling out mental illness via his psychological assessment, so, it's fair. He goes in there, makes sure everything's okay upstairs, and if it's not, if it's true demons, gets stuck in. So Father Vincent describes possessions as as rare but real, often linked to unconfessed sin or trauma, with demons using modern tech like texts for harassment. This is what happens when you get a millennial exorcist. He starts involving all the gadgets.
Yeah, that's creating apps and
This is it. But the dude's conducted over 4,000 investigations and shares his experiences of possessed individuals displaying hidden knowledge or aversion to holy water. He wrote a book, Exorcism, The Battle Against Satan and His Demons, in 2020, and this provides a balanced Catholic perspective, warning against DIY exorcisms, which we are going to move on to. Father Vincent appears frequently in the media, including YouTube interviews, so you can check him out on there. I did watch a few. It's all right. But again, is a new kind of exorcist. He emphasizes that 99% of cases are not possession, but oppression. And he integrates science, noting collaborations with, scientists. So he's trying to bring a little modern twist on the old exorcism.
his exorcisms will take a little bit longer as he tries to prize the demon's pronouns out of it.
And while he also has a camera up in the air recording for his TikTok. Do you know what I mean? So,
I know don't they have a friend doing it for them these days?
Possibly, mate, a little priest helper. But I'm guessing the old boys don't like this. They'll be like, who is this young guy who comes in here with his TikTok to our exorcisms? We do not want this.
That's and it'll be like, okay, boomer. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this might put a little stick in your exorcism club, but could be the sequel. Old school versus new school.
I sense a Mortal Kombat style video game coming.
Hell yeah. Imagine that. That'd be cool as. So moving on, mate. a guy called Father Gary Thomas, based in Virginia, Vatican-trained exorcist of the Diocese of Arlington. Again, quite a new one, 2005. And he gained fame as a technical advisor for the 2010 film The Rite, starring Anthony Hopkins. And that was based on a journalist book. So he claims to perform 50 to 60 exorcisms yearly, up from a dozen, so they've really kind of risen for him. He attributes the rise to increased occult interest post the exorcism film. So
That's more than one a week.
Yeah, man. Busy boy. So Thomas recounts cases involving levitation, voices in unknown languages, and demons naming themselves. He stresses the need for bishop approval and medical clearance. So again, not going in there all guns blazing, getting the doctor to say so first.
So I'm going to question that. Demons naming themselves.
Yeah, man. Well,
Isn't
actually,
that like the main part of the exorcism battle is to get the demon's name from the demon so it can be banished. You got to banish it without its name, and they can't just give up their name.
This is it, mate. But yeah, he notes it.
That's why he only does 56 a year.
This is it, mate. This is it.
Doing it wrong.
So yeah, not a lot of information on that guy, but he seems pretty current. And like say, if he's been involved in some Hollywood films, I'm sure his name gets bounded about. But swiftly moving on, going to go into one of your favourite dudes, Father Carlos Martin.
Yeah. So this is the guy. He's my favourite of the Exorcists. And
definitely, mate.
I would wear a Father Martin's hoodie if I could.
Oh, 100%. He's a bad boy. So Father Carlos Martin's a Canadian priest of the Companions of the Cross. So he's a renowned Catholic exorcist with nearly 2 decades of experience in spiritual warfare, demonology, and relic ministry. So all the good stuff.
Yeah, he's the relic guy.
Oh, definitely, man. Father Carlos, he was ordained in 2004. He served as appointed exorcist for the Archdiocese of Indianapolis and assists in cases worldwide. Quite a famous dude. Martins emphasizes integrating medical and psychological evaluations before exorcism. So again, he's a fair dude. He makes sure people are okay, and if it's just a demon, he gets stuck in. Again, this is all Vatican guidelines as well, so the church have kind of put this in. So his relic apostolate, Treasures of the Church, promotes venerations of saints' relics as tools against evil. So this as well includes a little tour featuring, tour around all his relics basically, featuring things like a splinter from the true cross. Don't know if that's true, but he says it is.
He says it is.
Yeah, man. He ain't gonna lie. So he's authored The Real Story of the Exorcist and lectures globally on possession signs. So he gets about. In 2004, and this is where priests need to be careful, he faced a misdemeanor battery charge, but he pled not guilty, and it stemmed from an exorcism-related incident. So, with previous exorcisms, priests have got to be careful, man, because...
He's not afraid to throw hands if he has to.
This is it, you have to. Devil doesn't act to niceties, do you know what I mean?
If he has to bitch slap that demon out, then he will.
This is it. And again, it is said, stay away from the Ouija boards, because they're not good. He also says a lot of things about occult involvement and stuff like that. So, yeah, he's really... he's kind of a badass. So he's got an awesome podcast. I would urge anybody to listen to it. What it's called is The Exorcist Files. And it's just basically, it's really well produced. It's almost like a movie in your ears. It's like tells a different tale of like his exorcisms, things like that.
Like an audio drama of his cases, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just really cool. I think there's 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. But really good. If anybody hasn't checked those out, absolutely fascinating. Some of the stuff he did. But yeah, he seems like a cool dude. So definitely up there as one of the big players for me, and I'm sure you as well.
I fully endorse him.
when I was going through a bit of research, I noted we have quite a lot of cases of exorcism and possession in the UK. So I just wanted to end with a couple of these tales.
Do we have any notable exorcists in the UK, or do we have to fly people in?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Nah, we're just not. We haven't got the movie factor that I think other worldly exorcists have. Our exorcisms, I don't know. I think they're just pretty dowdy priests who kind of just want to come in, get the job done, get home, have the cup
And
of tea.
go home proper warriors.
Yeah. This is it. Just not bothered. They don't want to. They don't want a song and dance. They don't want a film to be made off it. They just want to get in, get thee done, and get home.
Exactly.
So
they're doing God's work, not PR work.
this is it. But long before all these guys even had an exorcism glint in their eye, England were getting possessed all the way back in 1856. And this was the exorcism of Lady Peckham. So this is one of the earliest recorded exorcism attempts. And it was in England. So it involved Lady Peckham. Full name, couldn't actually find in any records. It was just Lady Peckham. I'm not sure what she was a lady of. A woman presumed to be possessed by a devil or bewitched. The case occurred amid the religious tensions of the Elizabethan era, where Catholic practices like exorcism were viewed suspiciously by Protestant authorities. So Lady Peckham, she exhibited great extremities and talking very fantastically. You can tell this is old. She interpreted signs of demonic influence or witchcraft, whatever that may be. So 3 Roman Catholic priests came in, attempted to excise her on December the 13th, 1586, using rituals to expel the devil. So during the rite, Lady Peckham died. No one saw that coming. The priests immediately performed funeral rites and celebrated masses for the dead, despite her body not yet being buried, which raised suspicions of illicit Catholic activities. So could have been something dodgy going on there.
It seems if they don't die during an exorcism, there's always a sequel.
Yeah, this is it. It's kind of like drowning the witch, isn't it? It's, yeah, not the best. But moving on, the 7 in Lancashire. Not sure if you've heard of that, but again, another really old case, 1595 to 1597. And this was Clethworth Hall, Lancashire. The infamous case involved multiple alleged possessions in the household of Nicholas Starkey, a justice of the peace, and highlighted Protestant Catholic tensions and the dangers of unauthorized exorcisms during the late Elizabethan period. It affected 7 people, hence the name, and drew involvement from renowned figures like astrologer John Dee. So what happened with the possessions basically began in February in 1595, with Starkey's daughter, only aged 10, started suffering fits, howling, convulsions. She showed unnatural abilities like sewing intricate patterns or speaking Latin, which they claim she definitely didn't know.
In what year was this?
1595.
I think Latin was a bit more commonplace.
Okay.
Because
even amongst the paupers of Lancashire?
Well, church and stuff was all Latin, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know, mate. I'm not so sure. I think you'd have to be someone or a bit of nobility.
I suppose the
able to study Latin.
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah. I'll give you that. Okay.
I can't imagine the education system being that great in Lancashire back in the day.
Still in.
A brother.
A kid. I've heard Manchester Uni's all right.
This is it. So a brother, also 10, followed ranting for hours about sin and God's wrath, writhing and screaming obscenities, especially during church services. What are you thinking, mate? That doesn't go down too well.
And absolutely nothing to do with Elga.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Who knows? Could be the Wisconsin death trip all over again.
Oh, the Lancashire death trip.
Yeah, man.
Still ongoing.
This is it. So, Starkey first hired cunning man Edmund Hartley, a folk healer using herbs and charms, who calmed symptoms for 18 months, but was later accused of witchcraft. So the guy was basically just trying to find things to get these demons out. After Hartley's execution for bewitching, hanged in 1597 after a trial based on some children's testimonies. Didn't go too great for him. Over 3 days of preaching, prayer, and fasting, 6 of the 7 were delivered. Demons reportedly described their appearances before fleeing, as you mentioned before. So, not a complete massacre on that one. It seems like they tried to sort it out. But yeah, can't imagine it was great. So, moving on.
I can't see any upsides there.
No, mate. So, moving on a little bit later to 1778, and this was in Somerset. George Lukins, known as the Yatton Demoniac, was an 18th century tailor whose case revived interest in possession amid growing Enlightenment skepticism. So, this guy was born around 1743. Lukins claimed possession began 18 years earlier from the supernatural slap during a Christmas pageant at age 44. He exhibited barking like a dog, singing an inverted tudum, basically is a hymn backwards, screaming in non-human voices, violent convulsions, and a distorted face. Seemed a bit messed up, didn't he? He declared himself possessed by 7 demons, demanding 7 clergymen to expel them, and rejected all medical treatment. So after 20 weeks at St. George's Hospital, locals suspected bewitching. Mrs. Sarah Barber alerted Reverend Joseph Easterbrook, who organised an exorcism on June the 13th, 1778, with 6 other clergymen, as he kind of asked for. In the church vestry, they sang hymns, prayed, commanded demons to get out, screamed, "Bless Jesus," all that good stuff. Recited the Lord's Prayer. Do you know what?
Did it work?
Doesn't say it didn't. So I'm guessing it did. Well,
supernatural slap.
Well, it made its way to the Bristol Gazette with witnesses describing the transformation. So, again, there was a few people to see this one. The case was publicised despite secrecy intentions. Again, you had a lot of skeptics, but it kept the want for exorcisms around. Right, mate, we're going to get a bit more recent now. So this was, and I'm not sure if you've heard of this, but close to us in 1974 in Ossett, West Yorkshire, the possession and murder of Michael Taylor. Not sure if
is
you've
this
heard of
the guy?
Well, the butcher.
Is it? We covered him briefly on, didn't he just go on a killing spree?
Yes, he did. I think that was the one we covered. Sure it was, yeah. So I won't go too much into this one because we have noted on this one before. But this was a guy who basically, so he's a 30-year-old dude, butcher, became infamous for the brutal murder following alleged possessions. So in 1974, Taylor's wife Christine accused him of an affair. Yeah, this rings bells actually. The affair was with the leader of the Christian group. So yeah, it was all inside stuff. So basically, from that,
because those like Christian groups, they get together on a Wednesday night with some tuna sandwiches and that, and it goes off. It pops off at those dudes.
Exactly. Start passing the wandering eye, slip of the old tongue.
Oh, without a doubt.
You randy buggers.
Car keys in a fruit bowl. All about it.
All over it. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Before you know it, there's woolly sweatshirts all over the floor and everyone's
This is it. So a little bit of an affair accusation with the leader of the group. So Taylor felt evil inside, verbally attacked Robinson, and showed erratic behaviour. Despite absolution, symptoms worsened, including claims of demonic influence. So you could either say he was pretty upset about that, or the devil started to take over. So local vicar Peter Vincent and Methodist Reverend Smith conducted an all-night exorcism on October the 5th, 1974, at the church, claiming to expel 40 demons from this dude.
Was this in Ossett, like Ossett near us?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Ossett, West Yorkshire.
Church. I'll have to go see it. just
Check
to
it out.
point at it.
Yeah. There's stuff all happened in there. So they believed insanity, murder, and violence demons remained in him, but released him exhausted within 2 hours. Taylor murdered Christine by tearing out her eyes, tongue, and face and strangled the poodle. He was found naked and bloodied, and then he was arrested. So that's a pretty grim murder. Eyewitness testimonies from Exorcism police plus trial records from the evidence. Taylor was acquitted of murder by insanity in March of 1975, and he was institutionalized at Broadmoor for 2 years, then Bradford for 2 more before his release.
Do you reckon he's buried in Ossett?
I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I mean, I can't imagine his grave being that promoted, but
And would he be allowed to be buried at the church?
I'm not sure. It depends how we kind of viewed it in the end. I mean, obviously, again, probably another sad case of some mental illness that didn't go seen to. But I could have been the devil. I ain't knocking any paranormal in this stuff.
I don't think it was the devil. Like Father Martin said, the devil, has got way better things to do than be possessing people. That's why the demons do it.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, it's like the postman has the day off, so Kanye decides to deliver me letters. It's not going to happen. You know. So,
yeah,
the devil's got way more important. He's got bigger meetings to attend than possessing some fella from Ossett.
True, mate.
You know
True.
what I mean?
You're right, but
So it's
never
not
know.
the devil, a devil.
It would make an extremely cool film. Anything filmed in West Yorkshire, I just see as like
When
pretty
the
dark.
lights went out,
Yeah, exactly.
that's another bus journey of its own.
That's it, mate.
The Black Monk of Pontefract.
Hell yeah. Now, there was a few other cases, but not real full-on cases. I mean, the Enfield poltergeist came up purely because of, like, the voices that one of the daughters were, like, experiencing. So they were kind of saying that, you know, she became possessed. But, again, not really a possession or exit case.
Channeling, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much more like that type of thing. And we will end on a pretty recent one. Back over to Enfield again. Ooh. I'm guessing Enfield has a lot of ley lines under it, or some metal deposits that's causing all these paranormal occurrences and possessions. But this is another contemporary case of fatal information exorcism rooted in charismatic Christian beliefs. So Kennedy, 26, he fell ill in August 2016 with throat pain, insomnia, and claims of a python or snake inside him. He was hearing voices and regretting a 666 joke interpreted by his family as demonic possession. So on August 22nd, his family restrained him with cable ties, rope, and handcuffs to preventing harming himself, basically, during fits. He died from dehydration and injuries, over 60 wounds, including a bite. So post-death, Colin attempted resurrection via chanting. All 7 were charged with manslaughter, false imprisonment. Yeah, and causing the death of a vulnerable adult. So yeah, not
was
great.
He poorly?
I mean, this was his family. Do you know what I mean? Tied him down. Basically, he was having all the kind of symptoms that we've seen in the previous possession cases. But yeah, not great. So, like I say, charged with manslaughter, false imprisonment, and causing death of a vulnerable adult. They actually denied all the charges, claiming religious necessity. So yeah, not the best. Police reports on that one: autopsy, breathing issues, agitation. So again, it seems like a bit of not nice things went on. There was a trial quite recently, ongoing as of 2019, highlighted over 60 family injuries too. So yeah, not a great case, but again, up to the listener on that one. I'm sure, you know, when the demons take over, it's not going to be a nice time. You never hear about that, do you? You never hear about a positive possession case where, like The Mask, where the demon takes over and you just become a badass Lothario who goes dancing in the city centre.
I think the assumption is you don't get possessed by angels I think you get
touched by angels.
touched and accompanied and watched over by angels and encouraged. A demon can touch you, I suppose, but
Yep.
the only way he's going to get you to do out is by getting in you.
That's it, man. In you and up you.
And it's, I'm guessing it's unpleasant.
100%, mate. It seems like none of those cases anybody was having a good time.
Apart from those nuns.
Yes, apart from the Randy Bugger nuns. Go on, lads and lasses. So yes, mate, that was the world of possessions and exorcisms. Created some cool characters and, like you say, an excellent movie idea.
Thrillingly. Yeah, I think the Exorcist or Exorcism Files is a must listen. It's only 2 short seasons, but great stuff.
So yes, mate, looks like my stop is coming up. So I hope you enjoyed that one.
I did. It was wonderful, Lee. Thank you.
No probs, mate, and I will catch you on the next one.